What is up, guys? Not the winner back again with a couple extra swords and sandals patch notes. So, Ollie mentioned that it's a holiday down by him, and it's probably not going to be another patch until Tuesday, or he won't even get back to starting on patches till Tuesday or so. So just bear in mind that these will hold true over this weekend, and this is kind of going to be what we're going to be looking at, hopefully moving forward. I'm actually really excited about the changes. First off, a lot of tweaking on new skills. Well, a lot of tweaking, not of new skills, of current skills, but reworking the elemental skills, fire, frost, lightning, etc. Right. So basically, instead of where they were before, where they're pretty darn powerful and they deal a bunch of damage starting out, instead they scale based on int fully now. So when you buy them, they won't be too powerful when you have low intellect, but as your intelligence goes up, the damage shoots up, especially Fireball 3 and 4. So that's going to mean that purchasing the higher spells that actually cost more to cast will be worthwhile rather than sticking with just 1 and 2 for the low cost. And also, it's going to be a little bit more balanced, so mages aren't insanely OP to start. Granted, this might make the Bard Mage slightly weaker until he gets to a higher level, but since he's purely like a Charisma Int build overall, that's just going to make him insanely powerful with his magic at the highest levels. So, love that update. Also, in this patch, a lot of new random items start appearing in the shop. So, previously, gear that you wouldn't find anymore because it's too low level wouldn't show up in shops, and things got very pricey. Now you might see a few lower level items that have boosted stats. Won't be as good as most of the stuff that you purchase for a bunch, but basically he's providing us cheaper alternatives so we can still gear our characters up to a certain extent if we don't have gold during the early game. So that's going to fix a small issue there. And by early game, I don't mean starting game when you're going like levels 1 through 7. I mean like early game, like probably close to like 10 to 20, right? Now let's actually look at some of these changes to see how they work. So redid how elemental skills cause damage and use essence. Might be too OP. They now start off not very powerful and scale greatly with intellect, and also with the tier of the elemental spell. So high intelligence builds are also going to be a great thing to have. Some people might go attack intelligence, but I would definitely currently, since charisma affects your attack chance with intelligence, I would currently make a charisma intelligence build. Now, that build's a little bit OP, so I do expect a potential nerf coming. And if he does eventually have to, everything may get moved straight back to the attack skill. So be aware of that. Make sure you have multiple characters so you're not stuck with one character that won't work in the next patch. Um, Greatly reduced essence costs for walking. Oh, okay. I see. In the battle when you're moving. I was like, what, from town to town? Yeah, so when you're moving in combat, your essence cost is reduced. It's linked to agility, so high agility builds were being punished unfairly. Yeah, that's true. It's kind of like how the attack was doing before. Higher agility still means walking will be more expensive as you walk slash jump further, but it's not as noticeable at all. So he reduced the cost for essence cost for movement, which could cause some of the late game fights to be a little bit more challenging. Reduced the essence cost of firing bows greatly. Finally, bows are currently pretty much useless in this game, and I've pointed it out a couple times. And he's definitely tried to improve certain aspects of it, but essentially they have a low hit chance, a low damage, and a high essence cost. Plus, you can't use them when the enemy's up close. So, almost never viable. Uh, Blood Pack returns 50% of the essence when used instead of 33%. That's not bad. Increased sluggish hit chance from 50 to 75. That's actually interesting. I don't know if we actually needed it. Sluggish, I believe, is the one that lowers their movement. Stupefy is the one for the intelligence. I'm not sure. Repugnus for sure. But changed Aria Precise Essence return to 40%. Didn't he lower it to 33% recently, and now he's increasing it to 40? Bard Mage was already OP. You didn't nerf it. You helped it. Stupefy and Repugnus now lower enemy stats by 20, not 10. I thought Stupefy already did that. Interesting. Knight's Heart of Valor now triggers at 20% instead of 10. Oh, is that the one where when your life is low, stuff happens? Got you. Okay. So easier threshold rather than next to dead already. Two-hand weapons now scale at 2.1 down from 2.5 damage over regular. Okay, okay. Basically, he made the two-handed weapons too powerful in a previous patch recently, and he scaled it back down to 2.1 times instead of 2.5 times damage. Switch weapon was moved down to become a tier 2 skill. Switch weapon was moved down to become a tier 2 skill. He probably should have added a little bit more information around that. I want to know, like, does that mean that I can pick it up sooner, later? Does it cost more, less? Um, but yeah, Switch Weapon was one of those ones where I was surprised because it has an essence cost as well, and it's just like I don't know, it's kind of rough because like you're using essence to swap to a bow, and then you can't use the bow if they move in too close, so you have to swap back to a sword using even more essence, and then like you don't have any essence. It's really rough when I was messing around with like trying to swap between the two. Reduce movement per agility point by 25%. Oof. Um, Here's the thing. Early on, you got to put a few points in agility at some point so you can actually move around the map and you're not just like dead, right? Uh, at the high levels of agility, yes, you're leaping across the map, but maybe you should just put on like a curve on this. So like early, you're still getting the normal reduction, and then when you hit a certain point, like say when your agility hits 40, you don't get as much movement per agility anymore. So he should do like if this then this triggers rather than you know reduced by point. The training dummies base stats now go up to +2 per character level your gladiator is on to make training more realistic. Don't do that. No one wants to sit there and punch the training dummy all day. Just let us kill it. Change the color of the frozen gladiators to a lighter blue. Okay. You can no longer use Aria versus Fight while Essence Shield is on to fix exploitable infinite Essence loop. Um, I get it because Essence Shield is broken. Hmm. Whirlwind now moves you forward at a larger rate, covering more distance when attacking. That's good news. I'm glad that he fixed the infinite essence loop, but also if there's any reason why you would need more essence during a fight while you have essence shield, then using Aria is kind of one of your skills. So maybe you just find a way just to make it not exploitable rather than just no longer allow someone to use it. Fix the issue, don't band-aid, right? Shop fix changes. Bows and pole arms are now available in shops from level 3 onward, down from level 6. All bows and pole arms have been scaled down a little. So you made them weaker, but let us get them earlier. Bows are pretty useless as it is. I would love to see a guitar by level 3 as well. That would be cool. Obviously, we can't really use the skill for it, but just being able to hit based on our charisma instead of based on our strength, if we're going for a bard role, would be nice. Improved item range available at higher levels. You now start seeing enchanted versions of low tier gear for sale, often not quite as powerful as higher tier armor, but may be valuable. Increase the amount of items for sale in shops. Renamed legendary armor to seraphim armor. Okay, cool. So, I mean, that's definitely good to know, guys. We're going to be able to get way cooler gear. I haven't messed around with getting too much gear or min maxing based on gear at this current point of the game. I've been kind of saving my days on most of my characters, so I don't like on my high level characters, I'm not logging on them, checking the shops, resting 3 days and checking again. Like, I'm just not logging on them. Miscellaneous fixes and changes. Fix the bug where characters gain talents from multiple classes. Interesting. Fix an exploit with mini adventures on the overworld map. Is the exploit being able to leave the game and reset it? Oh man. I wasn't sure if that was supposed to be an exploit or not, but yeah, apparently. Fix a typo in the shield block duration. Okay. Fix the bug where pressing reset talents button after resetting your talents allowed you to potentially leave the talent respec area without resetting your talents. The button is now hidden once respec is complete. Interesting. Cleared training dummy skills and talents so they have none. Good. Good. They should not be able to do a darn thing. Fix an exploit where your mini adventures respawn too often. There's the other one right there. So that's the one where when you go into your info page or character page and then leave it, you can actually get the mini adventures to respawn and show up. Wasn't sure if that was an exploit either. You're leaving a menu and opening it. It's kind of like going into town and leaving it. So yeah, that's about it on the updates. Kind of an interesting one. One that I think is going to make mages way more fun at the high levels and really crappy early on, but that's what you do a bard mage for, because then you're always going to hit with those high level spells and you have a powerful option for early on in the game. So go ahead and check out my Bard Mage videos if you guys have not already. Those are definitely really, really efficient builds in this current state of the game. And if you guys want additional help or tips, feel free to let me know in the comments down below what kind of stuff you guys might want me to cover on this game, and I'd be more than happy to do so. Thanks for watching.